Hi, how's it going? If I had the technological capabilities, I would have like right now I would be playing my little theme song, like doot 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 doot. Welcome to my show. I'm Cornelius. Doot 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 doot. But like good. Um, and I don't have that. I'm just working with a shitty track phone from Walmart. Cost $45, and that's what I got. So anyway, maybe actually, yeah, maybe someday sooner than later, I'll be able to stream through a computer and have all the fancy fixins and whatnot for your, I don't know, listening pleasure. You can pretend this is like a legitimate show and not just somebody with a fucking track phone. Anyway, welcome. I'm gonna sip on this here coffee, let folks find the chat now that we're live. How's it going? Hope you're doing great. I'm here to talk about something that I do a lot of and that a lot of people are really intimidated by, especially doing it alone. I got shit all over me. Yeah, I was working on some of the insulation again, so I got like insulation shit on me. And working up near the ceiling there, it's like mighty fucking hot. But I am fortunate enough to be able to access air conditioning, so I'm very grateful for that right now. And yeah, Captain Grimm's in, horns up, horns up, reprobates. My fucking mouth malfunctioned there. Sharon Adcock, Styles, this cell is in here. Oh yeah, shout out to Rachel Noblesdorf again. They keep fucking throwing me a few bucks on PayPal whenever I go live. Ooh, excuse me. Must be the insulation junk. Ceiling junk is so dusty. I'm actually covered in dust. Yeah, thanks, Rachel. You've been pretty spot on about getting down with the kickdown, even like a minute or two before my live stream starts. That's fucking impressive. That's some commitment there. Y'all could take a lesson. Oh, Christine S., what's up? Conspiracy theorist, hey. I got a couple new patrons. I'm not going to shout out everybody again. I wish that I had like a button that I could push and do like credit style kind of thing. Well, anyway, I think the newest ones. Oh, I forgot to write down the new one. They actually okay. Well, I think Christopher Hawk and Robin Buglio are new ones. And then there's another person that I meant to write down in here, and I didn't. So sorry, I'll get you next time, buddy. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right. Let's see. Hitchhiking. What is hitchhiking? When did people start hitchhiking and blah blah? I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you the whole fucking history of hitchhiking. If you don't know what hitchhiking is, then do you not watch TV? Have you ever been outside of your small town? I'm gonna just explain it to you like you were 5 years old. Hitchhiking is when you go out on a highway or a road where there's a lot of people that are going to be passing, and you try and get a ride by sticking your thumb out. Eventually somebody will pull over, and obviously you want to be on the side of the road that is going the direction that you're going, because if you're trying to hitchhike people that are going west but you're trying to go east, then when you get in their car and start going west and you're like, actually I was trying to go east, they're going to think you're fucking insane and or stupid, which you are. So yeah, you want to be on the right side of the highway. And typically you're going to be doing it on a highway because highways they're long, they go far, and people that are traveling on a highway oftentimes are going to a city down the highway or up the highway. They're going to the next town. At the very least, sometimes they're going like a few hundred miles if you're lucky. Sometimes they're going like all the way to the destination that you're trying to go and even further past it, which is great. That's like, a unicorn ride, especially if you get like, a good. I've gotten like 1,000-mile ride before. That's fucking wild. And, a few 100-mile rides. And I've also gotten like 3-mile rides to the fucking corner store in small towns. Like, there's not really a ton of rules about it, but like if you get in somebody's car and you're like, yeah, I'm trying to get to the movie theater half a mile away, they're going to be like, yo, fuck you, dude. Like, I stopped and everything. And the time that I stopped and it took you to load up, you could have fucking walked there, So, yeah, if you can walk that distance, just do that. And, of course, no shade if you have some kind of physical disability and can't walk a half a mile to the fucking, theater or wherever you're trying to get to, I guess. But, I don't know. Yeah. Mostly when people are hitching, they're trying to get a pretty fair distance. I've hitchhiked from, I've hitchhiked all over, most, like most of this continent. If you drew a line from like the eastern side of Ohio and like drew it all the way down to, I don't know, like New Mexico, then everything west of that line, I've hitchhiked, at least somewhat. Like, I'm very familiar with it. And I hitchhiked across Alaska. Of course, you probably know that, unless you don't. So I did that. That was cool. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be hitchhiking from here, New Orleans, and I'm going to be trying to get to Florida, because that's where my car is. And I've been trying to get an Amtrak tickets, Greyhound tickets, fucking public transit. I went on Craigslist rideshare. Like, everything's fucking stupid. Getting east to Florida out of New Orleans is like really fucking hard. And I kind of knew that, but I was just kind of like, you know what, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So I don't want to fucking take a Greyhound. That sounds terrible. And I can't find anybody to watch my dog. Otherwise, I would consider the fucking 20-hour fucking Greyhound. Or there's also, you can take a megabus to Alabama, and then you can take a Greyhound from Alabama to Florida, where I'm trying to go in Florida. But the time is terrible. Actually, yeah, it's like stupid long bus rides to get like 2.5 hours east. It would be like an 11 fucking hour ride for fucking whatever reason. So I ain't doing it. I'm gonna be thumbing Highway 10. So if you happen to be heading east on Highway 10 through New Orleans, then keep an eye out for me, because I'm gonna be on the highway or on an on-ramp or something trying to catch a ride. And yeah, hopefully I get picked up tomorrow. I'm super not looking forward to it, because it's like really hot and rainy out here. And yeah, but I keep all of my all my stuff in my backpack in dry bags, and it's like, it's not cold. So if I get wet and soaked while I'm out hitchhiking, I'm not gonna like freeze to death. I'll just be like swampy and wet and uncomfortable, and that'll be fine. I can handle that. And all my gear will stay dry. Like, I got it all in dry bags like this, and they're fine. So I could like drag my fucking backpack through a fucking river or a swamp, and it would be fine. I don't know if I would like I don't know if I would submerge it for a long time, but yeah, it'll be okay. I don't know how hitchhiking is in the South out here. Like, I have no idea. So this will be a first time for me. Hope it goes okay. And yeah, yeah. Satan was one of the big reasons why I didn't want to do the Greyhound, because like we'd be sitting on a fucking Greyhound, or a megabus and a Greyhound for like, you know, almost 24 hours collectively. And if I had to transfer in Alabama, then we might have to like get a hotel room or camp out somewhere and then catch the Greyhound the next day, which would be like so much more expensive. It would almost be like better to just get a fucking plane ticket or something, which I'm not about to drop a few hundo for a plane ticket that's like less than 400 miles away. That's insane. Like I'm a hitchhiker. That's what I fucking do. So I'm gonna go do that, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't suck too bad. I can't. Riding a train out of here isn't even a fucking option because the rail line, it got like sold and discontinued. I want to say like early 2000s. I forget, but yeah, it's kind of a freight riding dead zone heading east out of here too, which is unfortunate because you know that would have been fun, but yeah, it's not a possibility. Um, so while hitchhiking, like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, aren't you scared about going alone?" and blah blah blah, and like I guess no, I'm not. You know, like, aren't you scared to step out your front door in the morning? Like, aren't you scared to go drive down the fucking highway? Aren't you scared to eat somebody else's food that they prepared? Like, everything in life is terrifying. It's just that there's certain things that you're more accustomed to within your routine. But, like, I mean, just existing is fucking terrifying. And we do things all the time that are super dangerous. It's just that we're desensitized to it. Um, and, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do and you got to get places. So, like, do bad things happen when you're hitchhiking? Yeah. Do bad things happen when you go to the bar or the fucking grocery store or like try to go to your car after work? Yeah. So, you know, you kind of pick your battles, I guess. And if you practice certain with anything that you feel could put you at risk, you should practice like certain safety measures anyway. Like when I get into people's vehicles, I take a picture of their license plate first and send it to whatever friend I've been talking to most recently, generally. Um, and that helps. So that way, you know, when I get to my destination, I can message them again and be like, "Hey, I'm cool." Or like if they haven't heard from me in a while, then they know who to report, which has never happened. So, you know, but it helps keep you safe just to let other people that care about you know what you're doing. Also, a good healthy dose of like not taking other people's shit. Like, there's nothing scarier than a person that doesn't fear death, right? So like, I don't know. I've been in a lot of really fucked up situations, and like we're all gonna die at some point anyway, and like I don't know. There's not being afraid of that sort of thing isn't gonna make your lifespan any longer. In fact, if you're afraid of dying, you're gonna spend more of your life not truly living, right? Like if you let your fear limit what you can go out and do, then yeah, are you really living? I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. Like, just go do things. But don't, you know, don't be stupid. Have a plan, have a backup plan. Stone Bear 13 is asking, ever get in trouble with police or rail bulls? I've definitely had a few encounters with cops, but for the most part, they'll just be like confused why I'm out doing what I'm doing, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you can't be here, you can't hitchhike here," some shit. And then a couple times I've been escorted to a different place, like the nearest truck stop or something. Or whatever, and then I'll just like give it some time and go back out on the highway and try again, or sit next to whatever truck stop with a sign that says where I'm trying to get to, etc. There's trying to think of how I got out of that one shitty little town. Last I got stuck and escorted by cops. What did I even do? Yeah, that a cop was like, "You can't be here," and gave me a ride a few miles up the road to the truck stop. And then I think I just like camped out for the night and then went back on the highway again the next morning and got picked up. I think that's what happened. I don't know. Sometimes cops tell you what to do and then you just like say that you're going to do it and then don't. And yeah, you'd be surprised at how often that works. Smoking with small town remembers. They say they took you to Santanella truck stop. Yeah, Salmonella truck stop. That's right. And then I did a live stream near there. Stone Bear says, I did a night in jail trying to hop in Kirby, Texas. Oh boy, that sucks. Yeah, I am always concerned about that because like I have a dog and shit. Like, and then if you go to jail, they put your dog into the pound or something, and then you got to bail him out. Which of course I would do. It's just like that would clean out probably like my whole savings because it's somewhere around like few $100 a lot of the times, and that's kind of how they fuck over homeless people, steal their dogs from them. I did get caught by a railman when I was in Minneapolis, but he was a friendly railman and he brought me trail mix and told me when they would be going to lunch so I could sneak out without being seen. So that was cool. That's when I don't know if I want to tell this story right now because it's not about hitchhiking. It's a train story, but maybe I'll do train tales another day. Have you ever declined a ride because you got a bad, weird vibe from the driver? Yeah, I have. Totally. Like if people roll up and they're obviously like super intoxicated or something, or like saying weird shit. It's only happened a couple of times, but yeah, it's just like, no, I'm cool, man. Thanks anyway. I'm not going where you're going or something. Like I've had people try to like pick me up and be like, "Oh, I'm not going that way. I'm going this other way." But I was going to stay at this place for a day and then go take a job up in this other town, and then I can bring you there and that'll be better for both of us. And I'll be like, the hell it would be. Like, I'm not going that way. I'm not interested in going that way. And, obviously you just want me to like stay at your hotel with you or some shit, you fucking creepo. So like, yeah, if it doesn't smell right, if they're like not really making sense to you and they're trying to like come up with some sort of propositions or something, or like try to tell you what will work better rather than where you're actually trying to go, then like, yeah, you can pass on that. You don't have to get in anybody's car that you don't want to get into. You can tell them to fuck off. Like, yeah, if it don't smell right, don't fucking get in the car or truck or whatever it is. I gotta find a lighter. I didn't set up my fucking... Oh, wait, I think I got one in my little bag here. Let's see. I'm gonna smoke some weed. The worst rides that I ever get And you're gonna expect me to say the rides where people try to like fucking flirt with me or whatever, but that the worst rides are the ones where people want to fucking talk about God the entire fucking time. Like, fuck. And no matter what you say, like I've tried like everything with these people. Like I've even tried to be like, yeah, I go to church and I worship the Lord and like, yeah, let's talk about God. And it's like, no matter what you say, they're not fucking, they're still trying to convert you. And then if you're like, oh yeah, I've already been converted to the Lord, like, let's listen to your worship music and gospel stuff. I love that shit. It's my favorite. But they'll still like fucking try to fucking act like they have to preach at you, and it's like, dude, you don't have to do that. Like the Lord has already won my soul. Like, come on now. It's amazingly ridiculous, and then it turns into kind of like a like who can quote more scripture sort of thing. But like, I used to make the big mistake of saying like, I don't know, I'm not really like super religious or anything. And then that's like, you're just opening Pandora's fucking box. And then like, they're going to be determined to fucking convert you by the end of the ride. But sometimes if you play along, they'll give you money too. So that's cool, I guess. They'll be like, oh yeah, the Lord spoke to me and told me to give you $20 and pray over you before I drop you off. Like, okay, sick. Over the Hill is saying, do you think someone who is older, I'm 74, can do this safely? No, nothing is safe about hitchhiking. What? No. Like, I literally went on that whole tangent earlier. Like life is not safe. Leaving your house is not safe. Being in your house is not safe. Driving to work is not safe. Eating food is often not safe. Like, walking in the city is not safe. Walking in the woods is not safe. Existing is not safe. Like, no, it's not. There's nothing safe about hitchhiking. Like, for fuck's sake. But if you're gonna do it, then just do it. It's fine. Like, literally nothing is safe. So just do the thing. It's okay. Just do it. You might get stabbed by a fucking creep, and then they'll like use your body in sexual ways and throw you in a ditch. That may happen, but that may happen either way. So yeah, I don't know. Just do it. Or don't. It's up to you. I've picked up many old timers who were hitchhiking and nothing bad happened and it was fine. Over the Hill says, well, at least I'd get laid. I mean, if you're looking to get laid, I'm sure that you would be able to find truckers that would want to bang you. And yeah, like, I'm sure. Just hang out at a truck stop, you'll get laid. Maybe by a very undesirable 300-pound weirdo, but if that's what you're into, I ain't judging. It don't matter to me. I just have specific tastes in truckers. Yeah, you gotta pick and choose, you gotta find your niche. But yeah, like, fucking do it. Who cares? You're 74, you've gone through life without getting thrown in a ditch yet, so yeah, YOLO. I don't know. Like, I'm not here to try and convince other people to do what I do. Like, there's nothing, like, I don't condone most of the things that I do, and it doesn't fucking matter. Like, yeah, anyway. we're gonna move past that now, okay? That is established. Nobody wants to get mugged and shot. That sucks, Over the Hill. I'm sorry. But yeah, not dead yet. You're doing good. I think that, if you can recognize that everything that you do carries a certain amount of risk and that you accept that and kind of have like backup plans and take safety precautions and do everything in your means to assure your success despite the challenges of things, that's that's the best you can do. Calculated risk. That's right, Luxurious George. Do what you want, but don't be a fucking dipshit about it. That's the thing. Like, when you're being a dipshit about it, you might not just hurt yourself, you might hurt other people as well. So yeah, use your fucking brain. You got some brains, hopefully left in your skull, that you can do some rudimentary calculations of the amount of risk that you take in your everyday life. Got a lot of good discourse in the chat here. Super great to see all of you. Thank you for joining me. I'm just catching up here. Excuse me. Please, I implore you, all of you, every single fucking one of you, to hit the thumbs up button right the fuck now. It's not a suggestion. This is a direct order. Hit the fucking thumbs up button now, please. Like, share, subscribe, and if you want to get down with the kickdown, there is links in the description. It looks like somebody else got down with the kickdown here. We got something from Riley Martin. Thank you. Some of these folks. Oh wow, the thumbs up button, the thumbs count jumped up dramatically there. Good job, everybody. And if you forgot to hit the thumbs up button, like, don't you feel a little left out? Come on now. Join us. One of us. Okay, so if you're just hitchhiking from like your little town to another little town somewhere, and you're in a really rural area, like, that's super easy to do, and it is actually super safe. I've done it takes longer because people don't pass by you as often, but I've been like way up north in Minnesota where my relatives live, and the car ran out of gas because there's fucking nothing out there. And I thought, oh, for sure, this will make it the last few miles to this podunk little gas station that I finally located. And, it didn't. So I ended up having to hitchhike out to go and get the gas, and then hitchhike back to get the gas to the vehicle. And the first people that passed me stopped over, and they were like, "Hey kiddo, what you doing out here?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I ran out of gas back there." And they brought me to the gas station to go fill up the gas, and then they took me all the way back to the vehicle, and I got it juiced up and then drove to the gas station. That was chill. But it took a minute before anybody drove past because it's the middle of fucking nowhere. If you don't look scary, if you look approachable and interesting enough, and mostly people in rural areas are really cool. I've gotten like a lot of nice, very friendly, short rides from cute farmers, old timers out in fucking butt nowhere. I think that's great. Those are honestly my favorite rides. It's just like a few miles, but they're just real, down home, salt of the earth bastards, and that's who I like. So yeah, if you're a 75-year-old lady or any person, there's definitely ways that you can hitchhike. There's not just like cross-country hitchhiking. Everybody always thinks it's like hitchhiking has to be this big fucking affair where you're like going hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands or more miles. Like what I do when I make my fucking hitchhiking series, I'm doing like mega cross-country fucking trips. But like, yeah, you don't have to go that balls to the wall, like, at all. Just go try it. Go out and try it. It's fun. Hitchhike to the next town over and go to some shitty little diner, hole in the wall, and meet a waitress that you've never met before because you always go to the little diner in your own town. camp out in a patch of woods where you're not bothering anybody for a night or two, and hang out by a stream and hitchhike back home 10 miles. No big deal. You can do that. You're allowed to do that. Okay. I got a lot of ash in my mouth. Helen Jones, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Got another kick down on PayPal, it looks like. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Noah Heezer. That's very cool of you. Appreciate that. Stonebear13 says, I've train hopped and hitched over 20 years. Nice, man. I've been riding trains for 3 months now. But I've got maybe like 3,000 miles under my belt at this point. So, I don't know, that's not so bad. And I did all that in the first like month and a half, but I'm not done. I want to get my vehicle and do a little bit of work here, and then, I don't know, figure out where I'm going next after that. But first, I got to hitchhike to Tallahassee. That's going to be, I have a feeling I'm either going to get lucky on this one and just like get a ride all the way there with some like really cool folks, knock on wood, that'd be fucking sick. Or it's going to be a real fucking hassle, and I'm going to be upset, and it's going to take more days than it should, and I'm going to end up camping out somewhere and getting soaked, get bit up by a fuck ton of bugs. Yeah, that's probably how it's going to go. But with your kindness, generosity, and support, that will definitely make my trip a lot easier. That way, if I do end up stranded and soaked and bit up by bugs, then at least I can get fucking a shitty motel room or something if I absolutely need it. So, or a hot meal. Stone Bear asks, is hitching your only option? There's other options. They're just like a lot shittier than hitchhiking. So yeah, and I've kind of been puttering around looking up different options for the last week that I've been here. And yeah, I really don't fucking feel like doing the Greyhound thing. Yeah, that's, fuck that. That, like, I would I would almost be able to get there faster walking. Like, it's so bad. DD Arias says, let's rent you a car. I mean, yeah, but it would be less expensive to just fly because of gas prices to get out there. And then I'm going to pick up my car. I don't know how renting cars works. But if you want to fund that, if I made enough money that would be an option, then I would definitely look into it. Stonebear13 says, would you be willing to fly? Yes, I would. But again, it's a money issue. I've been, until I moved into Slab City Library, I was homeless long-term. And, yeah, ever since I ran out of my initial savings when I first hit the road, I've been more or less broke for the last like decade, so I'm pretty fucking used to this. Leona says, rent a U-Haul truck. It's cheaper. Yeah, again, money issue. Gas costs money. Yeah. It's only like fucking 400 miles from here to where my car is. I can hitchhike that on a lucky day. In like a day. Zane, what are you doing? But I have full gear. My backpack is fucking stacked. My shit is fucking top notch, and everything's in dry bags. So even if it takes me days to get picked up, or I just get a bunch of short rides, it's really not a big deal. I'm not taking the fucking megabus to Tallahassee. That's a fucking, no. That's like a 13? No, it's like, yeah, that's, no, I'm not doing that. Stop making suggestions that I take Megabus or Greyhound, folks, because I've been doing the research on this for the last fucking week, and I've already concluded that it's not worth my fucking time or money. So, yeah, please pay attention and keep up, because I'm very tired of ignoring these suggestions. There's nothing wrong with Greyhounds and Megabuses in general. Just from New Orleans to Tallahassee, it's kind of a dead zone. Like I said earlier in the live stream, guys. It's not like, I'm not talking about all busing. I'm talking about this particular route sucks. And I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my dog through it either. And like I said earlier, there's no train hopping options either, unless I rode a train like way up north and then like took a route over and then headed down, which would be like, I don't know, that would be so much effort to just get. It's infuriating. There's really no good way to travel east out of New Orleans. There just isn't. Paul Mikowski asked, do you prefer West Coast or East Coast? I actually have no experience hitchhiking this far east. This will be my first time. So yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Actually, literally, because there is a bridge that I will have to cross. Yeah, I'm just expanding my territory. Stone Bear says west is much easier. I would agree, except the West Coast has gotten a lot shittier for hitchhiking. Yeah, I just hitched from SoCal to NorCal, like, I think like a month and a half ago now, and it was a goddamn nightmare. It was fucked. I would like gladly never do that again. I should have rode trains, but I was still like super fresh and newbie, like I still am. And yeah, I should. Yeah, if I ever have to do that, I'm not gonna fucking hitchhike. That was stupid, and I hated it. And then I got stuck in the middle of nowhere where I couldn't hop out for like days, and it was like super hostile to backpackers and travelers because they're like super classist and shit. Yeah, that shit sucked. That was like a whole saga. Fucking, oh my god. And then in like places like, if you're talking about the west side of the continent, there's like entire areas in the PNW and in Nevada, and I think parts of Montana where hitchhiking is illegal. You can't like even fucking put your thumb out on the highway. If a cop sees you, they'll fucking ticket you. So that's a goddamn nightmare too. There's like whole fucking huge areas that you're just not allowed to do it. I have, but it was dicey as fuck. So yeah, it's not like, you know, in fucking traveler culture, everybody's all like, ooh, West Coast versus East Coast, blah, blah, blah. And it's like this stupid rivalry. It's literally as stupid as picking a fucking, like, like a fucking sports team or something. Like, there's pros and cons to everywhere you go. There's shitty parts and there's cool parts. Like, that's so tiresome when people are like West Coast versus East Coast. Like, they're so tiresome. Like, shut the fuck up and just go places. You don't need to talk shit on other places because you're too scared to go there. You're trying to make yourself feel better for not going there. Oh, I never go there. Blah, it sucks. It's stupid. Only stupid people go there. Blah, blah, blah. Like, Helen Jones, thank you. Thank you so much. Again, Oh, I'm just trying to see who is puttering around there. And it sounded like somebody also got down with the kick down in my PayPal, which I'm trying. Oh, it's a Venmo. Thanks, Styles. Appreciate you. Fuck yeah, you guys are great. You guys are fucking killing it. Uncle Sam says, where are you headed after you get your car? I've said it so many times. I don't know. Figuring it out. I'm figuring it out as I go. That's how I like to do. It's fun that way, and it's less stressful for me because I don't have to worry about timelines or when things don't go according to plan. I don't give a fuck. But right now, I'm having a lot of fun working on this space and being in New Orleans because, I don't know, I just like fucking bad weather. Is that weird? I just like shitty weather and, like challenging environments. That's just my bag. I don't know. Hey, Stone Bear, get my pronouns right. I'm going to delete your comment because I do that when people misgender me. Thanks, Rob K. I appreciate that. Platinum in Pictures says, I'm the person you forgot to write down in your book. I have to read it like that because it's got like 6 exclamation points. Okay. All right. I'll write you down after this. But I think you have a different name in the Patreon. But thank you, Platinum in Pictures. I appreciate you. Oh, the Hillbilly says, Corn, check out a guy named Shoestring. I know who Shoestring is, dude. Come on now. The fucking train riding community is pretty small. At least like respected train riders. I think there's like maybe 3,000 identified freight train riders in America or something like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But there's a much smaller handful of them that have kind of a like a lot of respect and recognition. I'm not personally very impressed by scene politics. I think they're just kind of boring. But I do respect experience and humility. So, yeah. That's one reason why I didn't hate Shoestring's channel. So, cheers. Ah, Biggie James says that's somebody who doesn't watch your videos much. I don't know who you're referring to, but if it's the person that used the wrong pronouns for me, then yeah, probably. This is a fucking genderqueer channel. We are trans inclusive. We do not assume pronouns. Mine are they, them. And I also accept dude, El Duderino, big guy in the house, etc. Actually, if you're also a they, them, you can buy a t-shirt about it. I've got a t-shirt link in the description. So that way, when people misgender you when you're out and about, you can just like gesture at the t-shirt and be like, look, there's no excuse, bro. It's and it's a good conversation starter too. I've had people like see it and think that it means like something else and then be like, what? And then I'll explain it to them and then they'll be like, oh. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a good t-shirt. Mine got shredded because I wore it all the time. So I gotta get a new one. This shirt is like kind of just like a work shirt. I've been wearing it when I'm doing construction and shit because it's kind of trashed anyway. Ugh. Okay. Anybody else have hitchhiking questions? What do we got? Questions about hitchhiking. I'm not going to address this in like any other videos. If you ask stupid questions about hitchhiking in other fucking videos, I am going to ignore them. And if you ask them in my Discord after this fucking live stream or not in the comment section of this live stream, I will ignore them because I literally did this whole talk and you had all of the fucking opportunities in the world to ask questions that you want to know about hitchhiking from my experience. And I'm taking an hour out of my day to fucking allow you to ask them. So fucking ask me questions. If I don't answer any of your questions and you didn't bother asking them, then that is on you. All right, thank you very much. There we go. We've got some questions. Uncle Sam says, do you pick up hitchhikers when you're driving? Yes, always, unless they look like really twacked out. And you can tell when people are looking twacked out, right? Like, you can just see it. But if they like make eye contact with you and like wave and greet you when you slow down to like check them out, and they seem like responsive and like cool and normal, or at least like normal-ish, then like yeah, fuck yeah, I'll pick them up. But I always make them sit up front with me and not behind me, in case like they do happen to be a rapist or something. I've never had it happen before or like had a problem with it, and usually I have a buddy riding with me or something, and I'll have them sit behind them so that if the person tries to like do anything weird, then my homie will like, you know, stab them from behind or whatever. So it's no big deal. I pick up hitchhikers every time almost, except for weirdos. Biggie James says, have you ever been picked up by a weirdo? Yes, I have. I've been picked up by, let's see. There was the guy that picked up me and my old road dog and was like really, really fucked up, and then brought us back to his fucking trailer and saying he was gonna bring us to another place afterward. We were both like fresh, so we didn't really like know protocol then. So we, you know, like, so we were like, okay, we'll go to your trailer first to grab your shit, and then you'll bring us to the place that we're trying to go to. Okay. And then he like was trying to fucking pay us $100 to fuck each other in front of him, and we were like, no, fuck off, dude, bring us to the thing. And it pretty much got to the point where we had to like threaten him with a knife to take us to a spot and drop us off. But you know, we did it, so go us. Well done. Got to our destination. We did have to do a little bit of scallywag shit to do it, though. You know what I mean? There was yeah, I've gotten picked up. Actually, until recently, I had not encountered a trucker that was a creeper, but both recent creepers that were truckers that I met were in Northern California. Or not Northern California, like kind of almost Northern California, like right, I don't know, like the butthole of California or the armpit or whatever, the butt pit. Yeah, and one guy like kept trying to convince me to fucking go with him to fucking Compton or some shit, and I'm like, bro, I'm literally not going that direction. Like, you know, pretty much let me out. And he was trying to offer me drugs and money for sex, which I was like, nah, not into it. Drop me off, bro. And so yeah, that happened. Made him drop me off. But there was a minute there where I was getting like, am I gonna have to fight this guy? Fortunately, it didn't get to that. But I carry myself in such a way that it's obvious that I will fucking like wreck a bitch. So some folks are much smaller than me and less terrifying. So carry a stun gun. I always carry a knife at least. That's why cool travelers always have cool knives. Because the world is not safe. Yeah, so anyway, weirdos happen. John Jensen says, how would you go about asking them to stop if they seem sketchy? You don't ask. You don't say, hey, can I, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Can I get out over here, please? Like, no. You say, okay, I'm out. Peace. Pull over now. And if they don't want to comply, they're like in the vehicle too. Like, I mean, you have a little bit of control there. You can be pretty scary. Like if they let the fucking car run off the road, they get fucked up too. So I don't know. So they're at a slight disadvantage, but yeah. Worst case scenario, I guess. Like you're just gonna have to fucking start stabbing, but don't jump right to that. Usually, you can intimidate a person into pulling over and letting you out, especially especially if you tell them that you've already texted a picture of their license plate to your friend before you got in the vehicle, which you should have done. But if you forgot to do it, then just say that. They don't know. Paul Mikowski says, have you ever been to other countries and hitched? No. All my hitchhiking experience is exclusively in the US. Unfortunately. I would like to do some hitchhiking in South America. And maybe Canada. I don't know how legal it is. I haven't really looked into that. I don't want to get banned from Canada, though. Sutton family says, love your content, Cornelius. Much love from Dayton, Ohio. Thanks. Nomad Terry says, has anyone pulled up when you're fixing to get a ride and then drove away to get you mad? I don't think that's ever happened to me, actually. I know most folks have had an experience like that hitchhiking if they do a lot of hitchhiking. Like that is a thing that people do, and it's usually like fucking stupid ass teens that like want to feel cool and powerful. That is a thing that happens to a lot of folks. I don't think it's happened to me. Has it? I don't know. It feels like a familiar scenario. Maybe it has happened to me. Old Hillbilly asks, what's the coolest hitch story? That's a tough one, man. I think the coolest hitchhiking that I've done so far was north out of Fairbanks and up to Prudhoe Bay in Alaska. Because that's the Dalton Highway, and the Dalton Highway is the longest dirt highway in America, I think. And it's up in the Arctic Circle. It's so quiet. Hi. I'm doing a live stream right now. Sorry. No, you're good. If they were, then they left. Anyway, fucking, where was I? 500. Yeah, it's like 536 miles of dirt highway. It's the highway that the ice road truckers drive up on and deliver materials and supplies to the fucking oil companies and camps and teams of scientists and whatnot, and then all of the little bush towns on the way up there. There's not a fuck ton of them after Fairbanks, but there's a few. Annie Barton says, yeah, don't hitchhike in Mexico. Warning, warning, danger. That doesn't actually mean anything. And that kind of just makes me want to hitchhike in Mexico even more. So, yeah. Thanks, RJK. Appreciate you. Oh, boy. It's fucking busy today. Alcan Highway, Canada is safer? No. Any Barden. I scroll up and see this comment too. Like, people disappear hitchhiking the Alcan all the time. There's signs about it. At first, I saw the signs and I was like, oh, dangerous. Oh, that makes me want to do it even more. And then I actually saw the statistics, and like, people, especially people with female bodies, as it were, are like especially likely to disappear like a lot. But mostly Indigenous women and or trans femmes, I guess. Also, it happens too. But it's bad. It's like big, mad bad, scary. I would sooner hitchhike Mexico. Noah Heezer says, last hitchhiker I picked up was pushing a stroller. I was sure he had a kid with him as he had a blanket over it. He gets into the truck and pops out his backpack. Ended up being a weirdo and was real pushy. Yeah, most of the times when you see people like hitchhiking or on the street at all with strollers, they don't have a kid. They're just pushing around their shit. And sometimes they'll like I've literally seen this all the time where they'll like take the blanket and put it over like little stroller bits and go like smoke their tweak under it, just like right on the street. It's the little tweak mobile. So yeah, that's not surprising. Over the Hill asks, you ever end up friends with the people who pick you up? Yes, actually a lot. There's a number of people that have picked me up hitchhiking that I still talk to, or that follow me online and leave comments a lot. Junk Car Willie says, I hitchhiked in the late 80s across the East Coast. That's cool, man. Well, maybe I'll have to try it someday sooner than later. All right, we got a few minutes left. Any more questions? Speak now or forever hold your fucking peace. Ah, boy. Go on now. Because after this, I'm going to ignore your hitchhiking questions. Is hitchhiking harder in very small towns? It really depends on the town. There's no like general overarching rule for what kind of places are easier to hitchhike in than others. Just like go and do it and find out. Some places it would seem like it should be pretty easy, and then it's like the worst. And some places it seems like it should be really fucking hard, and everybody else tells you that it's going to be hard, but you have nothing but good luck. It really just depends. Mostly it's just luck of the draw, to be perfectly honest. Faith asks, are you coming through the MS Gulf Coast? I don't know. I have no idea. Ever get cult vibes from somebody that gave you a ride? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Tons. Most people, I think, are kind of culty. Like, not most people, but most religious people are pretty culty in general. It's just certain people in certain religions are more normalized in our society than others. Anyone else? We are near the end of our hour here. So, unless we got any pressing shit to go over here that I forgot, then I'm gonna finish my beverage here and fuck right off. Actually, Captain Grimm just posted a link there to the new fuck off stickers. So go get those. You can support me and also have a cool thing out of it that you can use to tell the world to leave you the fuck alone. Otherwise, there's also t-shirts. You could also join the Discord server and ask questions there. There's a bunch of really cool people in there. And what else? Join my Patreon. I don't know. Yeah. Cheers. It's the evening now. You can have whatever it is that you're drinking. Oh, I tried to chug that. I could not. I can't chug like I used to. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. Hope y'all have a great day. Yeah. Cheers. See you later.